Welcome back to this wonderful build of the HMS Thorn. We were supposed to now go into the casting of the cannons, and unfortunately my friend Bruce Mute, who is going to take me through that process, his entire business is shut down with COVID. So until he is allowed to reopen his shop and then can find a time to fit me in and teach me, I'm going to have to put off that session. In the meantime, believe it or not, Greg's cannons have arrived. I have to say, they are all I thought they would be. Absolutely perfect. They came without the trunnions attached, but they are absolutely magnificent and put mine to shame. So I'm going to have to wait a little while. I did correspond with him back and forth a few times, and it's interesting. These were actually not cast, they were machined in Czechoslovakia. And I've checked here to see if it was possible for me to have them machined in Trinidad. You'd need CNC, fully electronic lathe setup. And there's no one that can do this fine work in the country that has a CNC lathe. So I'm not sure how this is going to end up. Suffice to say that I will try to get brass cannons cast, because Bruce does cast some of his gold and silver jewelry. But I may also go a step further and cast them out of resin. And of course, finally, I can make up a duplicator, particularly using this, and probably cut them out of wood. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to go back on the model and pick up where I left off and continue the framing of the upper deck. So let's get started on that. We're installing upper deck beam number 15, and I have two spacers in place and making sure it's lined up straight with the hatch below, and believe it or not, it's as perfect as it's going to get. And so the next task is simply to mark off the upper openings, and I'm doing this first with a pencil because it's really very difficult to see the lines when I mark them with the blade, but still putting the blade in place so I can feel it. And the reverse on this side. And then the two inner pieces. The importance here is that we need, remember this is starting to curve in, so we need to make sure that this visual line continues. And so the best way to do this is to take a measurement on the inside and mark that measurement here. Doesn't have to be exact because it's a look. And this should be the same on this side. A little bigger. And so we mark it here. And so it's starting to curve in quite a bit. And the same thing on this side. This one is curving in quite a bit. And now we can take this out and cut these slots off the model. The capstan step doesn't seem to require any special handling. It seems to just slip and fit over the space. So that's what we'll do. We've made up the capstan step, and now we're going to start shaping it. We've done the rough shape on the outside shop using the bandsaw to get the curve, transferred all the lines, and so now we're going to start shaping the back or bottom side of it. Now I could have made up this piece in the 3 pieces as suggested, but you're not going to see it. It's a lot of work, and it just makes no sense. So maybe I'm getting a little lazy, but pieces that you're not going to see, I'll just simulate it for my own interest and put it on the model. As part of my process of double checking everything, I went back and started looking and checking for creeping errors, and was horrified to find looks like a 4-inch error, and it was actually caused by me putting a beam, I don't know how I got the measurement wrong, 4 inches short. So that's going to be corrected down the end, and I've readjusted everything so that everything is back in place. But I'm not going to take out all the beams, because A, it's too much work, and B, you'll never get to see the problem. So maybe my standards are dropping, but I can fix it and make sure that all the key elements that come through the hull, that it's not affecting any of them. So I'm going to just cut off the 2 spacers, and that's really very simple. This is my sliding table for the Jim Byrnes, and I was finding a little slop. I don't know whether the slop was caused by poor workmanship in the beginning, or simply wear on these pieces that slide. So again, from a YouTube video, I can't remember who it is, this simple addition of 2 adjustment screws, which I can tighten up, and it takes all the slop out of it, and then I get a perfect 90-degree cut, so it even allows me to adjust it, and that's spot on. There's not a piece of light coming through there. We are coming close to the end of the framing. We have 3 regular frames left to do, 18, 19, and 20, and then 2 frames which fit on the wing transom.